For most of history, war looked the same. Soldiers, weapons, territory. But modern conflicts rarely begin that way. Today, nations are weakened long before troops move, through currencies, markets, supply chains, and access. No explosions, no declarations, yet the damage is real. This is economic pressure, and it has become the most powerful form of warfare in the modern world. Traditional war is costly, financially, politically, socially. It destroys infrastructure, destabilizes regions, and creates long-term backlash. In a globalized economy, military conflict now hurts everyone, including allies. So powerful countries adapted. Instead of attacking borders, they began targeting access, a liquidity, a legitimacy. Economic pressure offered something military force could not: control without chaos. Economic warfare isn't just sanctions. It includes restricting access to financial systems, cutting trade routes, freezing assets, limiting technology transfers, isolating markets. The goal isn't immediate collapse. The goal is slow constraint. When economies tighten, choices disappear. When choices disappear, power shifts. No battlefield required. Modern economies are deeply interconnected. That interdependence creates vulnerability. If a country relies on foreign currency, depends on imported technology, needs access to global markets, then economic pressure becomes leverage. This is why economic warfare is so effective. It turns dependency into weakness. And in a connected world, no economy is fully independent. Before trade is blocked, money is restricted. Access to global banking, settlement systems, insurance, investment determines whether an economy can function normally. When financial access tightens, currencies weaken, inflation rises, confidence collapses. Economic pressure attacks trust, the foundation of modern economies. Once trust erodes, damage accelerates. Global supply chains are optimized for efficiency, not resilience. That makes them powerful tools. By restricting key exports, raw materials, industrial components, countries can quietly degrade another nation's capacity to produce, build, or compete. Factories slow, prices rise, employment falls. Economic pressure doesn't need to destroy industries. It only needs to disrupt them. Modern power depends on technology, semiconductors, software, infrastructure systems. Blocking access to advanced technology doesn't cause immediate collapse. It creates long-term decline. Without upgrades, economies stagnate. Without innovation, competitiveness fades. This is economic warfare at its most strategic. Slow, cumulative, difficult to reverse. By the time damage is visible, it's already entrenched. Military attacks unite populations. Economic pressure divides them. As prices rise and jobs disappear, governments face internal pressure. Public trust erodes. Political stability weakens. Blame becomes internal, not external. That's why economic warfare is so effective. It turns domestic stability into the battleground. Economic warfare doesn't have clear rules of escalation. There are no ceasefires, no peace treaties. Pressure increases gradually. Measures expand quietly. This makes economic conflict harder to detect, harder to resolve, harder to de-escalate. Conflicts can last years without being labeled wars, yet cause damage comparable to armed conflict. Economic pressure fits the modern world. It avoids direct military confrontation, limits physical destruction, maintains plausible deniability. As long as economies remain interconnected, economic warfare will remain the preferred tool of power. It is cheaper than war, safer than war, and often more effective. War hasn't disappeared. It has evolved. Today, power is applied through access, standards, systems, dependency. Economic pressure doesn't look like warfare, which is exactly why it works. In the modern world, the most decisive battles aren't fought on land or sea. They're fought in markets, banks, and supply chains, and most people never see them coming. Economic warfare rarely makes headlines, but it shapes outcomes quietly. Do you think this form of pressure will replace traditional war? Subscribe for fact-based documentaries on how modern power really works, and comment below. Do you think economic pressure is more powerful than military force today?